Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to Dev Sadan Mandir, Shrimadbhagavatam. So today we're reading from Canto 1, Chapter 13, Dhritarashtra quits home, text 9. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayan Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Daiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nastiprayashu Bhadreshu
Nastaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavatyuttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiti.
Hare Krishna. So again we are reading from Shrimadbhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13, Dhritarashtra quits home, is text 9. Kaya vritya vartitam vas
Kaya Vritta Varititam Vas
saradvihi chiti mandalam
Charat Vihi Kshiti Mandalam
तीर्थानि क्षेत्र मुख्यानि
Tirtani Kshetra Mukhyani
सेवितानि ह भूतले
Sevitani Habhutale
कया वृत्त्यं वर्तितं वस
Kaya Vritya Vartitam Vas
चरद्भिः चितिमण्डलं
Charat Vihi Kshiti Mandalam
तीर्थानि क्षेत्र मुख्यानि
Tirtani Kshetra Mukhyani
सेवितानि ह भूतले
Sevitani Habhutale
कया वृत्त्या वर्तितं वस
Kaya Vritya Vartitam Vas
चरद्भिः चितिमण्डलं
Charat Vihi Kshiti Mandalam
तीर्थानि क्षेत्र मुख्यानि
Tirtani Kshetra Mukhyani
सेवितानि ह भूतले.
Sevitani Habhutale
You would like to repeat?
Kaya Vritya Vartitam Vas
Kaya vritya vartitam vas
Charat Vihi Kshiti Mandalam
saradvihi chiti mandalam
Tirtani Kshetra Mukhyani
tirthani kshetra mukhyani
Sevitani Habhutale
sevitani ha bhutale. So we'll do word for word. Kaya,
Kaya
by which,
by which
vritya
Vritya
means
means
vartitam,
Vartitam
manifested your livelihood,
maintain your livelihood.
maintain your livelihood, va, your good self,
Your good self.
saradvihi,
Charat Vihi
while traveling,
while traveling.
chiti mandalam,
Kshiti Mandalam
on the surface of the earth,
on the surface of the earth.
tirthani,
Tirtani
places of pilgrimage,
places of pilgrimage.
kshetra mukhyani,
Kshetra Mukhyani
the principal holy places,
the principal holy places.
sevitani,
Sevitani
served by you,
served by you.
iha,
Iha
in this world,
in this world.
bhutale,
Bhutale
on this planet.
on this planet.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of the Charan Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Translation. While traveling on the surface of the earth, how did you maintain your livelihood? At which place and pilgrimage sites did you render service? So repeat after me. While traveling
While traveling
on the surface of the earth,
on the surface of the earth,
how did you
how did you
maintain your livelihood?
maintain your livelihood?
At which holy places
At which holy places
and pilgrimage sites did you render service? Purport. Vidura went out from the palace to detach himself from household affairs, especially political intrigues. As referred to hereinbefore, he was practically insulted by Duryodhana, calling him a son of Sudrani. Although it was not out of place to talk loosely in the case of one's grandmother. Vidura's mother, although a Sudrani, was the grandmother of Duryodhana. And funny talks are sometimes allowed between grandmother and grandchildren. But because the remark was an actual fact, it was unpalatable talk to Vidura, and it was accepted as a direct insult. He therefore decided to quit his parental house and prepare for the renounced order of life. This preparatory stage is called Vanaprastha Ashrama, or retired life for traveling and visiting the holy places on the surface of the earth. In the holy places of India, like Vrindavana, Haridwara, Jagannath Puri, and Prayaga, there are many great devotees, and there are still free kitchen houses for persons who desire to advance spiritually. Maharaja Yudhishthira was inquisitive to learn whether Vidura maintained himself by the mercy of the free kitchen Kshatras. Shri Chaitanya Vaishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Ramayam Mudada Vishwa Parantika Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamatam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sahajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaita Savadutam Parijana Saita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Param Sagana Hita Sri Visakhan Vitamsya Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Radhika Kanta Radha Kanta Tattakansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwavani Sute Devi Namami Haripi Vanchakalpatarusya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Sarvaya Mudaya Gauravaya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Srivasadi Gauravantavanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. So it's a wonderful verse today. So, all gratitude to Srila Prabhupada. We are all being here, listening to the Granthara Shrimadbhagavatam, happily enjoying from wherever we are. Such a blessed people we are. We are able to release this sweet nectar from Sukadeva Goswami and Vyasadeva himself. So here we are in the verse where Maharaj Yudhishthira is asking question to Vidura. So here he is asking, while traveling on the surface of the earth, how did you maintain your livelihood? At which holy place and pilgrimage sites did you render service? And here in purport Srila Prabhupada writes, well, there used to be, free kitchen houses around the India. I think it's only in India where if you want to become spiritual, there are a lot of places available. lot of places. Nowhere in any other country, any part of the world, such places are available. Because
Even in Nepal also?
in Nepal is also available. Yes, Nepal is of course. So mostly it's in India because of course the India has larger area, right? So more area means of course you have more places. Yeah, Nepal also has significantly high compared to in the small regions, not a lot of places, but still, India is the only country it has so many,
Right.
and it's not just in one place or here and there. It's very widespread here. Srila Prabhupada, right? Jagannath Puri, Prayag, Vrindavan, Haridwar, right? There are many other places, even Ayodhya, Mathura, lot of places, and lot of ashrams were available for people just to come and stay and just do their sadhana and connect to Krishna in some way or the other. So this is the beauty of India. This is why in Western civilization also, whenever they wanted to become spiritual, first place they want to go was India. That was their first destination. Even I think it's in Radhanath Swami Maharaj in his Journey Home book.
Yeah.
He also mentioned it in a way whenever he wanted to become spiritual means he wanted to go India. So he only thought about the great Vedantist from India. So this is if we are also from Indian background, it's a great pride and fortune to be from that background, and it's great to release all the hard works done by the sages, saints, and all the kings and all the people of those times, so that they made those places for us to go visit and take benefit from those places. So here Maharaj Yudhishthira, he is asking, so how did he maintain his livelihood? Vidura, he left the palace, and here Srila Prabhupada writes, because of the insults by Duryodhana, and then he just left the palace to go for the pilgrimage. And after the war is done, now he is finally back. So let's talk about Vidura. So how he was born? So it's Bhishma. He captured 3 princes: Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. Right? So Amba was supposed to marry somebody else, so it just happens he decided to, then she wanted to marry Bhishma. Bhishma said, then she wanted to kill Vishnu. She went on her own. Now there are 2 princes. There were 2 captured princes sitting, and there was no king. So this was the situation. And then the queen at that time, so Satyavati, right? So she wanted to have her children going, her blood flowing to the kingdom. So she called out Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva was her first son. So he was from Parasaram. So she called out him, and then now she asked Ambika to have a child with Vyasadeva. Now princess, she wanted to have a child. She wanted, kind of prince, good-looking husband. Vyasadeva is straight out of, how do you say, not so good-looking, right? He's wise. He's good in all other terms. So mother had a request, and he dutifully accepted. Even though he was he was like a unspiritual path, right? His mother's request, he just accepted. No second thought. And then now Ambika, when she looked at Vyasadeva, she can't look at him and have children, so she closed her eyes. Then it happened, Dhritarashtra was born. He was born blind because she closed her eyes. And now, when again Satyavati, she saw that, oh, the king can't be the blind person. Like, how can a blind king rule? He has to fight wars and do all these things. And then she again said, okay, you have to again get a child. And Ambika was sent again. But she became a little tricky. She sent a maid servant. And because of the maid servant, she got pregnant, and then the Vidura was born. So this is the story of Vidura. And then again, when seeing this, again, now the Ambika doesn't work, so Ambalika was sent. And then from there, Pandu was born. So all three of them were brothers. Vidura, Pandu, and Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was born blind, so Pandu kind of did all the work. And even the Pandu, when Ambalika was sent, she was told not to close your eyes. So she just looked at him and just got frightened. Because of that, he also was born little different way. Pale skin and kind of looked diseased. Not really diseased, but in a way. So they three were brothers, and all of them, when they grew up and they ruled, everything went smoothly. Everything was happy. And in those times, there was a culture. Okay, whoever was the kind of eldest, they had the privilege of acting as a father or a guardian over other brothers, whoever was the eldest. So Dhritarashtra being the eldest, so he kind of was a king. And so there was very mutual harmony between the brothers. And so it was like that. So between Dhritarashtra and Pandu, whoever's son would born first, of course he would be the eldest, right? That will be the king. So it was kind of that kind of time. Whoever was the eldest, they will kind of have upper hand towards all the other brothers. And Dhritarashtra married to Gandhari, and then she also chose to be blind. And then Pandu married and Kunti and Madri. So two of them. And so it so happened that first child was Kunti, Yudhishthira. And because of that, now see, blind king, he was doing all good, and anyway he was never the kind of king. Anyway, Pandu was ruling on him. He was just for the namesake king. He was enjoying the privilege of sitting in the palace. Right? He was blind. What else can he do? Nothing more. He can advise, he can take some decisions, and that's it. Most of the decisions were taken in cooperation with Vidura, advice with Vidura, and then Pandu, he handled everything, all the kingdom matters and everything. And then, till then, no disparity between them. Everything was good. Everything was fantastic, right? Then when the children start to come, now my children will be the king or the other children. So this is where seed of Mahabharata kind of started. Children should be the king, right? This is where all the troubles of the world starts. If you really see, oh, this is mine and that is yours, this is mine. This is why Krishna consciousness. Everybody is part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, Sri Krishna. That's it. Everybody, we are all brothers. So, there is no mine, no yours. Everyone is his. Kunj Bihari's. Everyone is a Kunj Bihari's. Right? So, this is where it starts. Now my children will become the king or Pandus. And this creates the whole lot of troubles later on. And because Pandu died for unfortunate cases and only Dhritarashtra was alive. Now he is a king, he is blind. He can only take decisions, can't see what's going here and there. So it so happened that he kind of pampered his children and it led to a great war, epic as we know, Mahabharata. So let's talk about Vidura. So I think yesterday we talked about his partiality to Pandavas, right? He was kind of little partiality. He actually loved all of them equally. But why was he partial to Pandavas? He was, I think he was like so partial to Pandavas, like at the time of Duryodhana's birth, he saw all the bad signs were happening. The child was like really, really bad. And you know how they see the signs and all those things. So Vidura, he's Vyasadev's son, so he has the necessary intelligence. And also because now he was not allowed to rule or anything because he was the son of maidservant, right? So he just took to the necessary knowledge of the time. So he became like a learned Brahmana, right? Learned Brahmana and advisor. So in a way he learned and he became wise. So he kind of saw the omen like, oh, it was all bad omen. So he said, Dhritarashtra, you have to kill your son. Like, okay. How can like a person hear, okay, I have to kill just because the bad omens are happening. Right? So what will the Dhritarashtra think? Oh, he's becoming partial. Isn't it?
He doesn't want me to
He doesn't want my firstborn son. And it was also like she was, Gandhari was going through a lot of trouble just giving birth to the child. And finally a child is born and now Vidura comes and says, okay, this child has to be killed. So he was kind of seen as a biased person from the beginning. So this is why he was seen partial, and Maharaj Yudhishthira kind of mentioned. And in many ways, Vidura, so he knows the dharma. So I think we have to mention this. He was from the previous birth, and so he was kind of cursed. He is a Yamaraj, right? He was cursed to become born. So he kind of won. So he was a Dharmaraj, Yamaraj. So he kind of know how the dharma should be applied. So he always chose to support the dharma in every situation, every circumstances. And he advised in such a way that it is always beneficial for everybody and everybody's dharma. That is how Vidura was, and that is how he lived throughout his life. Throughout his life he lived. So yeah, we know Maharaj Yudhishthira is also popular, right? But Vidura, he is kind of unnoticed in the background. But he is a very great devotee. I think the devotees know better, right? Vidura's offering and the banana peels. Among the devotees, Vidura is very popular. So this is the significance about Vidura. So Maharaj Yudhishthira, he knew, and they kind of had like a certain connection between Maharaj Yudhishthira and Vidura, because they both were kind of learning the religious principles and all those things. So they kind of knew some sign language and all those things, right? The different indirect ways of talking, and because of those kind of talkings, he kind of always made sure Pandavas, they were always saved. Sons of Pandu were always saved in the dangers that was created politically from the Dhritarashtra. So he was engaged in all of these political affairs till the very end, like about the Mahabharata war was about to happen, till the very end, he was always there advising. Even while the gambling happened, and after that also, he advised Dhritarashtra, should not do this. How like Pandu and we grew up together, and everybody enjoyed the kingdom equally, no disparities, no fight between us. And now suddenly what happened? He was kind of reminding all those things to Dhritarashtra. So in a way. So this is Vidura. It's very great to hear about him, his glories. There is a lot more that can be talked about him. There is a whole lot more. So why he went now when the Duryodhana insulted him, he felt, no, this is the right time. This is the right time. Now I have to become spiritual, and then I have to make sure others also become. Right? So he went for pilgrimage, and then from Maitreya Muni he learned, and then he is now back. He is back to deliver more souls. So he's preaching mission, he is back. You can say that. So I think that's all for today. Spoke a lot. So, any comments, any questions?
Very nice to hear Mahabharatam story from you. Yeah, it's very nicely described. Yeah. Even we have seen in previous verses, like Vidura is a incarnation of Yamaraj, who got a curse. Yeah, he's really a personified, Dharma personified, so he knows what to do, what not to do. And also Yudhishthira Maharaj is son of Yamaraj, so they understand their own sign language. And he always protected Pandavas despite their father left his body Pandu at their young age. But still, Vidura has protected them timely in every manner. So, yeah, even he has highly devotion towards Krishna, and in that devotion, even when he offered even banana to Krishna, even kindly accepted it and lovingly tasted it instead of going to Duryodhana as a big feast, opulent feast, but still Krishna loved because that offering has love and devotion.
So it was when he kind of noticed, okay, now the palace is getting sinful, right? So previously it was all good. He was inside the palace, enjoying all those things, whatever, right? Later on, what happened now? All the disparities started happening with the Dhritarashtra. He kind of wanting to kill the Pandu children, wanting to kill. What was the yesterday's word? Kill peacefully or something like that. I forgot the word.
Peaceful annihilation.
Peaceful annihilation. So peaceful annihilation. So he wanted to peacefully annihilate the Pandava. So he kind of saw, okay, now the palace has gotten sinful, so he doesn't want to be involved in that sin. So he kind of grew his own food around where he was living, and then he kind of ate that only. And because of that, now Krishna noticed that, and when Krishna came as a messenger, then Duryodhana, he kind of invited to stay in the palace and all, but he rejected all those, and then he chose to stay with the Vidura. So this is where his devotion came to be seen by everyone. This is Vidura. And he always walked the path of dharma. So he always have a kind of a question, what is dharma? What is dharma?
Like whatever as following as per scriptures, doing their responsibilities in a righteous manner, and just acting according to the principles of scriptures.
Why do we need that?
See, without delineating from your ashram dharma, ashram, whatever, if you are following the ashram principles of brahmacharya ashrama, like Grihastha ashrama and others. So if you are in that ashram and if you are following that according to that principles and rules and regulations, then it is sure like you will be success in that particular thing. And even if you see even in outside world, like if you are in a company or something, you have to follow its rules and regulations in order to stay protected.
Very nicely explained. For the success, we need for the success.
Protection.
Success. Mostly success, right? For the success, dharma is needed for the success. Because whatever we want to do in our life, we want to become successful in some way, right? Right? We want to become successful. That is the human spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Otherwise, what's the point? In every manner, right? Whatever we want to do, either we are cooking, doing whatever, we want to become successful. So, if we go through the dharma, it is a success. If you don't go through dharma, it is not a success. Same thing with the supreme dharma. What is the supreme dharma? As
Our rendering our service to Supreme Lord,
yes,
and accepting our position as eternal servant of Supreme Lord.
Yes. So this is our supreme dharma, to be connected with Krishna and serve Him. Right? This is what our Krishna consciousness movement offers. So, Srila Prabhupada, he dedicated his life and creating this happen to all of us. This dharma is the supreme dharma for every creature on the planet. Right? Every human being can benefit from it in every possible way, wherever they are. This is why we need dharma. This is why we need scriptures. Why? Because let's say we are born in this planet, we don't know what to do, how to make our life successful. Right? We need some guidance. Who better can guide us than Srila Prabhupada and then Vyasadeva and all his teachings? Right? Who better? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the lineages, Guru lineages, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, all the way there, Krishna. Mostly Krishna. Who better than Krishna? That is why we hear Bhagavad Gita song from the God. Right? So, it's very pleasure being here. Not pleasure giving class. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।